This is the Drew Mariani Show on Relevant Radio.
All right, 26 minutes now before the top of the hour. Welcome, everyone. Changing gears, I want to fill you in on something I just discovered. I was actually at an award dinner this was past Thursday, and I bumped into a man who told me about a campaign that involves divine mercy and ultimately drawing people back to God through the powerful sacrament of mercy, confession. You know, the Lord told St. Faustina that he wants to grant, and pardon souls that will turn to him and to his great mercy. And he talked about this great sacrament, talked about how important it is to go and receive the sacrament of confession. And, it's when you go there, you meet Christ. You encounter Christ. That's the beauty of the sacrament. He's there in persona Christi. And if you've been away from confession, I want to invite you to come back, to tap into it. It'll be a life-changing experience for you. I was driving back from this event, and I was impacted by some billboards. Along the way, I saw some of these billboards from pro-life across America, and there's a group that hails out of Minnesota, and they advertise using billboards, which I think are very effective means of reaching people who are in their cars every day. And they use a very positive pro-life message, and they use these billboards all across the country. And I think people's consciences are pricked, their hearts are moved. I think just a great way to make very visible sometimes the invisible when it comes to this life issue. Well, a group of guys in the Twin Cities are taking that fact and they're applying it to getting people's attention about the good news of God's mercy. And they got together, they started a website. Jot this down and check it out. I'll try to link over to the Facebook too if you're on Facebook with me. The website's called experiencemercy.com. Experiencemercy.com. And they've purchased a billboard at a really busy highway intersection in Minneapolis suburbs of New Brighton. And the billboard is very simple. It simply reads experiencemercy.com. And what it shows is a priest praying over, a penitent, person there with a faint image of divine mercy in the background. And the billboard's basically just meant to get the attention to the fact that people can experience mercy in the confessional. And I'm joined today by Jeff Davis. He's spearheading the campaign. And again, you can check him out at experiencemercy.com, experiencemercy.com. Hey, Jeff, good afternoon. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having us, Drew. Really appreciate it.
And thank you for your great work. This is such a brilliant idea. I hope that it goes from Minnesota to every state in the union. I think it's a brilliant idea. I don't know if I did you justice. I am just sharing kind of my experience brushing into you guys on Thursday night. Share with everyone really what the vision is, how it came about, what you hope to achieve.
Sure. Well, a small group of men in our parish got together and we were brainstorming about what we could do to respond to Pope Francis's call, in the Jubilee year of mercy, to be a channel of mercy within our local communities. And we came up with this idea of a billboard advertisement that would direct people to a website where they could watch, a brief video and then have resources available that we hope will allow God to touch their hearts and call them back to the sacrament of reconciliation. So that's the goal. It's really to try to do an outreach within our community. The Catholic Church has got one of the most important things available in the sacrament of reconciliation. It's a life-saving, an eternal life-saving, service, and most people just aren't aware of it, or it's not top of mind. So that's the purpose of the campaign, is try to bring it top of mind for people.
It's only been up for a short time, right?
The billboard goes up on May 22nd, but we've got materials. We did our parish launch last week, and that's the other thing I'll mention about this, Drew. It really involves the entire parish. So we've got lawn signs with this imagery on it, bumper stickers. We've produced invitation cards for our parish with the times of reconciliation, and that we've encouraged people to give to their friends and neighbors to get them to come to the sacrament.
Have you seen any fruit from that yet?
Yeah, interestingly enough, we have Facebook, Twitter, number of social media resources up and running, and our likes on our Facebook page have been skyrocketing. So it's been nice. I mean, we've gone from nothing to about 8,000 likes in the last couple weeks.
Wow.
So I'm hoping that as the word spreads, that more people will become aware of it, and then we've designed a campaign to allow other parishes to take the work that we've done here and leverage it within their own community. So they could launch a project like this within their own parish and within their own local community.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. So how can people help across the country, too? Because I know this is a Minnesota thing right now, but the goal is to be national. How can people best support or get the information? I'm assuming they can download the graphics and get their own campaign underway, because this also helps the local parish, too, doesn't it?
That's right. I mean, it directs traffic into, the local parish. And so what we need right now is people that are willing to take a leadership role within their own parishes and propose it. We did it through kind of our Knights of Columbus group and Men's Fellowship group. Find a sponsoring group within your parish that can help raise the money, and then the artwork and everything is available. We'll make that available for download to anybody that's interested. We'll actually help them with custom design if they like.
All right, well.
And the whole idea again here is to do the outreach and try to get people into the sacrament of reconciliation.
That's awesome. Well, keep up your great work, Jeff. I'm delighted. We'll get an update from you, I hope, a little bit later. We'll see what kind of fruit you're bringing about. There's a great group out there called Catholics Come Home, and they started very simply just inviting people to return to church. Thousands have returned. I think this effort is anointed, especially in this extraordinary Jubilee year. And all we need to do is invite people, remind them, hey, come back to the sacrament. It's a grace-filled opportunity for you, and I think a lot of people have been made right with God as a result of your efforts. You'll be blessed for it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of opposition because when you do this type of spiritual thing, Satan likes to throw up a lot of roadblocks. But we'll pray for you in a big-time way, okay?
Thanks so much, Drew.
All right, brother. Thanks. Jeff Davis, folks. And check out the website, experiencemercy.com, experiencemercy.com. Just a quick note on the whole mercy aspect of this. Our Lord told Faustina, he said to her about confession. He spoke to her about mercy. In fact, his message for all of us, regarding mercy was this. He says, today he told Faustina, I'm sending you with my mercy to the people of the entire world. Tell the world, I don't want to punish aching mankind. God does not want to punish us. He says, but I desire to heal it, pressing it to my merciful heart. God loves us. He wants to forgive us. He wants us in union with him. That's the beauty of our faith. We're about second chances. We're about redemption. We're about forgiveness of sin. Lord says, I do not want to punish aching mankind, but I desire to heal it. God is so compassionate. His greatest attribute, folks, is his mercy. Is he offended by our sin? Absolutely. Is he grieved by it? Without a doubt. And he knows how sin can wound and tear apart the life of our soul. And he wants to forgive you. He wants you in union with him. Quite often, sometimes forgiveness, confession, clears the way for healing in our own lives. I know in about 18 minutes, we'll pray the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. If you've been away from the faith, you've got a lot of spiritual grit. If you've been away from the sacrament of confession especially, you need to get back. Lord told Faustina one time about confession, he says, tell me about everything, but be sincere in dealing with me. Reveal all the wounds of your heart. And he says, I will heal them. And from that moment forward, St. Faustina would approach the confessional with a very childlike trust. Because she knew that Christ was always there, that the experience was going to be a healing one. And the Lord said this to her too, and I'll leave you on this note. He says, it's in the confessional that the greatest miracles take place. It's there. It's in the sacrament of reconciliation. He called it the tribunal of mercy. He says this to her, and I'll give you the exact quote. He says, write and speak of my mercy. Tell souls where they are to look for solace. And that is in the tribunal of mercy, the sacrament of reconciliation. The greatest miracles take place and are incessantly repeated. He says, to avail one of this miracle, it's not necessary to go on a great pilgrimage or to carry some sort of external ceremony. It just suffices to come with faith to the feet of my representative. You know who that is? That's the priest. And reveal to him one's misery, and the miracle of divine mercy will be fully demonstrated. You are a fool if you do not go to confession. You are blind and walking on very, very perilous ground if you do not take advantage of this great sacrament. The Lord told Faustina, he says, those who don't go, basically, when we are engaged in sin, he says, souls are like he says, let me rephrase it this way. This is what he told her about the condition of her sin. Maybe you are away. Maybe you haven't been to confession in a long time. Maybe you are blind. Maybe you are so deep in sin, so attached to that sin, you feel there'll never be freedom. You know what the Lord said to you? I don't care how much you struggle with whatever the sin is you're dealing with right now. The Lord gave us this tremendous promise. He says, we're a soul like a decaying corpse, so that from a human standpoint, there would be no hope of restoration or anything. and everything appears lost, it would not be so with God. For the miracle of divine mercy restores the soul in full. That's what confession does. I want to encourage you to get there. I want to thank these guys for promoting divine mercy and especially confession. Check them out at experiencemercy.com.